Josh Redman. I do remember the story.
My first experience out of dungeons was when I was 14. I went up with a good friend John Whittle for the Red Bull Big Wave event there. Got a rough first experience, but it was a good one. Definitely good introduction to surfing dungeons. Also, there was just a good crew of guys there that kind of ushered me in.
Josh was a guy that had come down with, or had followed the trail of these other bigger, older riders and came to dungeons. There was some question about whether you should be bringing a kid out to these kind of waves, and but most of us are always stoked. So we were like, yeah, let's get him in there. And John Whittle in particular was a real cheerleader to get him going, and he somehow wipes out.
I remember actually the actual wave. It wasn't a very big one, but I remember, I don't know who it was, but someone dropped in on me. And I don't know if that's the actual reason I fell off, because big wave surfing there's always someone else going or whatever. But I remember, just kind of getting a little bit of wind underneath my board and going over, and then, I don't know, fin hit me in the head.
So I paddle over and climb up, and half the people are in the boat are like away from him, and little 14-year-old Josh sitting in the corner of the boat, kind of like shivering, kind of scared, and I hit my head, and I I asked whoever's in the boat, like, well, how is it? And they're like, oh, I don't want to look, like no one will look. Like, what do you mean you don't want to look? Like, I saw it, I don't want to see it again. Like, okay, so let me check, and I peel his scalp back and see his skull. I go, ooh, and I could tell he's freaked out a little bit, so I try to pretend, well, yeah, we should probably go in, you're all right. So.
But I think the guys were kind of stressing because it had a bit of a flap. Actually, my hair was long, so it was it was over, and people were like, oh, how did you cut your head? And I was like, big old thing there. And I still got a bump on my head to this day, I don't know, scar tissue or something. Still to this day, the biggest beating I've had. I'm Josh Redman, and you're watching the Surf Channel.
If you really want to be out there and surfing these waves, you will go out. You don't need someone to babysit you, it's not like you can push someone into one.